I don't know why I keep on running like there's something I'm meant to find. Well, if there is, still ain't found it yet. I've been up and down this highway watching the years pass me by with nothing to show for all these big dreams in my head. With all that being said, well, I'm so far from the man I thought I'd be. But baby, I'm free. This old guitar takes me to all the places I want to see. Call me a gypsy, but that's good enough for me. Well, I grew up always thinking that someday I'd be a star, while I watch my friends build their dreams in our hometown. Now I'm 26 years old, scratching a living with my guitar, and a fame and fortune still ain't nowhere to be found. Gotta watch it, don't get you down. Well, I'm so far from the man I thought I'd be. But baby, I'm free. This old guitar takes me to all the places I want to see. Call me a gypsy, that's good enough for me. Sometimes at night I get that restless, itchy feeling that I'm never gonna find my own way. And it's awful knowing time is slipping through my hands. Life starts fading away. Well, I'm so far from the man I thought I'd be. Oh, but baby, I'm free. This old guitar takes me to all the places I want to see. Call me a gypsy, that's good enough for me. Yeah, it's good enough for me. Well, I'm good enough for me. I'm good enough for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to our season or episode 5 of Yappy Hour here at Azad's. As you know, we are talking about the road to Delfest. So this week we've invited Chris Blaney to come and share a little bit about himself, about his music, and about his personal experience with Delfest and the Delfest Academy.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dave. This is awesome. Real quick, I just want to say what a great opportunity this is to share stories of, around here, and especially about Delfest, and just hearing all the cool things that all the local musicians around here have to say. It's really neat. My story on the road to Delfest started about 11 years ago, I think. I grew up playing in a bluegrass band with my grandfather. It was based out of Cumberland here. It was called Black Diamond. And we used to practice actually over here at the Creamery every Tuesday night. And he and I still do play a lot of bluegrass together. But he told me one day, he said, hey, did you ever think about going down to Delfest? They have that academy thing, like instructional program down there. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about, And he pulled it up and was showing the instructors and stuff there. And at the time, WFWM Radio was running a scholarship. Do they still do that? I think they still do that. Maybe not.
Troy McKenzie Scholarship now.
Okay. Well, at the time, WFWM was sponsoring it. A shout out to my good buddy Chuck Dickens there at WFWM. He's a good supporter of the local music scene. But I ended up getting a scholarship, and I went, and I met a lot of great friends, a lot of great people there at the academy. And I think I was about 16 years old at the time, and I started going back every year. I remember my senior year of high school, I had to go to the academy, which the academy runs Monday through Wednesday through the week. And that was my finals week at high school, you know. And I said, well, I can't miss the Dell Academy. So, I was in good standings with everybody, the faculty at my high school. So I would go to high school in the morning. They would let me take my finals, and then I'd be done at around, 8:30 in the morning, 9 a.m., and I'd get my car and drive straight down to Delfest. I did that all week. You know, everybody's like, man, how come you get to get out of school to go play music and stuff? I said, well, I guess I'm fortunate. But so there was a couple years that I've missed at the academy, but that was my introduction to Delfest. I actually hadn't gone to the festival for the first couple years. I was mostly just the academy, and then I started going to the festival. And not to knock going to festival at all, but the academy is definitely my favorite part. Just getting to be around all the other musicians, the McCurry family, all the other pretty well-known bluegrass stars that are there, and it's just wonderful. I've met a lot of lifelong friends from all over the country. One of my good friends, Casey Connors, he's a bluegrass musician from Richmond, Virginia. I'll never forget, I was playing at the bluegrass karaoke thing at the academy. I got up and did an original song I wrote about Monterey, Virginia. I'd played down there, and Monterey, Virginia is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you got to drive 25 minutes to get to the nearest store, which is a Dollar General. That's the biggest store in the area. And so nobody knows where it is. And he come up to me, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, dude, are you talking about Monterey, Virginia? And I said, yeah. I said, have you heard about it? And he's like, yeah, that's my home place. I said, there's no way. Because we got to talking. We've been best friends ever since. And we play a lot of music together and stuff. So it's really cool, the people you meet there. And you never know what it could lead to. And so that's kind of my road to Delfest story. Mostly road to the academy story, which led me into the festival itself. I know a lot of people start going to the festival first, and then they go to the academy, but I was kind of the other way around.
What's one of your favorite stories or one of your favorite memories of the academy, like one of those moments that stand out?
Well, getting to do the bluegrass karaoke thing with Dell, that was really cool. Probably, boy, I don't know. That'd take me a minute. I would say collectively would be the late night jams that I've gotten to be a part of over the years, and some of those late night jams turn into early morning jams. Next thing you know, we were picking here this past year, and it's like it was me and Casey Connors, a couple guys, Nick Piccinini from Yonder Mountain String Band, and a bunch of us. We picked. We're looking at my watch. I'm like, holy cow, it's 5 a.m. You don't even know. You start playing, and it's like time just slips away. So I wouldn't say I have necessarily a favorite memory, but collectively it would have to be the jams late at night. That's just the best part, you know. Yeah.
As far as instruction-wise, I mean, like academy, what has it done for you?
Well,
as a musician,
I've always said to people going into it, you get out of it what you put in. You can go there. I remember being in some of the advanced guitar classes, and there'd be a couple kids there that may have been a little bit over their head. And I mean, one kid I looked over fell asleep, you know. But for me, like, I just soaked it all in. Cody Kilby, guitar player for McCurry's, he's always been the guitar instructor in the classes that I went to, and he would a lot of times have tabs like the music you learn on guitar, you know, his exercises and different licks he would show. And so that is really cool because then I had something I could take home and practice. as far as learning as well, a lot of us videotape the instructors so that way we can take it home and practice. This past year, I took the banjo class, so I'm not even really a banjo player, but so I was like really trying to film Rob and all those guys and just break down what they're doing so I could practice it later. But it is a big help, you know. But like I said, it's all on what you want to get out of it, because you can go there and sit through the class and play through the licks, and if you don't memorize it or you don't take initiative to try to get something out of it, then you won't. But I always tried to at least videotape or something that I can get back to, you know.
Did you ever do the songwriters class?
No,
No?
I never did that.
Where does your songwriting come from then?
I don't know. I write songs that I think I like to try to listen to, you know. I like anything that's catchy or something comes in my head. Sometimes I'll sit down and write a song and it'll come to me in 5 minutes. There's been other times that I'll get a line in my head for a couple months and then it's like I don't know where it'll go. A lot of times my songwriting will come from when I'm at work and I'm just thinking of stuff. I'm an electrician, so there's been times like when I used to work for a contractor here in Cumberland, and I'd be riding down the road in a work van going to different job sites. It might be an hour away, and I get sick of listening to the radio, so I'll just try to write songs. And I've written a couple of my songs I have recorded. I wrote in the work van, just in my head, and then when I get there, I'd type it into my phone so I wouldn't forget it. But yeah, a lot of times it just comes out of spur of the moment, or I'll hear a phrase, or a phrase will pop into my head. That song I just played there, I was on my way home from playing a gig out in Hagerstown, Maryland, I think last year, and I was going down the highway coming home, and all I could hear is, I don't know why I keep on running like there's something I'm meant to find. Well, if there is, you know, still ain't found it yet. And I'm driving along, and I thought, I've been up and down this highway watching the years pass me by with nothing to show for all these big dreams in my head, you know, kind of things that were going on in my life. And then that just kind of sat on the back burner. That's all I got, you know, and it sat on the back burner for like a couple weeks until one day I said, I got to sit down and finish this song. And it took me a little while. That was one of those songs that didn't really come to me right away. Right. But yeah, a lot of my experiences, it just kind of out of the blue, you know.
Yeah. So you still play with your grandfather every once in a while?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, we he and I are two peas in a pod. He was an electrician. I'm an electrician. He's a guitar player. I'm a guitar player. So I kind of followed in his footsteps, and we still do electrical work together. We still play guitar together. He only lives 2 houses down from me, so it's been we've had a really close relationship all these years. So he's been a really big influence in me. Mostly in the bluegrass realm, but he got me into older country too. Whenever I was a kid, all the time getting in any of his vehicles, we listened to, I don't remember if you remember, Classic Country 104 had a Romney WBSB. And so then that's all I started listening to. And then soon enough, I started knowing all these old country songs. And
the guy's last name was Parks. George Parks is actually my mom's second cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought he had one of the greatest voices for radio.
Yeah, he did.
He really did. But yeah, we still do a lot of playing together, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he write as well?
Yeah. He's written a couple songs that we do. One in particular that's really cool that I'm going to record here at some point. I keep saying it, but I need to. Was about the Q Creek mine incident up in Pennsylvania, and his first cousin was the last miner out of the mine. It was trapped.
Yeah.
And he was an electrician out at ABL for 30-some years, and he was at work one day, and he got the words for this song in his head, and he wrote it down on a napkin or a piece of paper or something there in the electrical shop.
Yeah.
And he copywrote that song, and I'd play it for you, but I don't know if I remember all the words. But yeah, he's a songwriter too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Want to play something else you wrote?
Sure. This is always a part where somebody says, "Oh, I'll do a song," and I'm like, I know a million of them, and then you're on the spot and you think. Since it's a nice day out here, here's kind of a easy listening summertime song I wrote. It was, I guess, won't you take me on down, sing a sweet song, put your loving arms around me, walking down the lane just a wishing we were laying underneath that old willow tree. Take me on down, sing a sweet song, hold me close and you'll see that there ain't nobody in this whole wide world that'll ever love you more than me. Way down south in the Blue Ridge Mountains lives a brown-eyed girl I call my own. When that summer sun starts a sinking way down low, that's when me and my little baby like to roam. And she'll say, take me on down, sing a sweet song, put your loving arms around me, walking down the lane just a wishing we were laying underneath that old willow tree. Take me on down, sing a sweet song, hold me close and you see that there ain't nobody in this whole wide world that'll ever love you more than me. All right. Life is fine down on the bayou, just like out in the mountains up in Tennessee. When I've got that all wrapped up in a blanket low, well, she's lying on her back staring up at the stars with me. And I said, take me on down, sing a sweet song, put your loving arms around me, walking down the lane just a wishing we were laying underneath that old willow tree. Take me on down, sing a sweet song, hold me close and you'll see that there ain't nobody in this whole wide world that'll ever love you more than me. Well, won't you take me on down, sing a sweet song, put your loving arms around me, walking down the lane just a wishing we were laying underneath that old willow tree. Take me on down, sing a sweet song, hold me close and you see that there ain't nobody in this whole wide world that'll ever love you more than me. No, there ain't nobody in this whole wide world that'll ever love you more than me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was another song there. It just kind of came from a little bit out of nowhere. I had that phrase, take me on down. And I don't even know what that meant or where it came from, but I said it's kind of catchy. I'll put it in a song, you know. You gotta pull off the jug here.
So, in your, like, out of Delfest and everything else, you started out there when you were 16 years old. When did you start gigging out and going out and doing your own thing?
I had started when I was 14, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had a Southern rock band whenever I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And bass player, he was in the same grade as me. Our guitar player, a couple years older than our drummer too. We all lived around each other, and we started when we were 14. I was 14. They were a little bit older. So I've been playing a long time.
Yeah.
We did. My band just played at the Maple Festival up in Myersdale, Pennsylvania here 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And I said, I remember whenever I was a kid playing there. I think I was 14, 15 when we were playing there. And I said, here we are, like 10 years later. I'm still playing here. You know,
Yeah.
so it's kind of fun. But yeah, I've been playing a long time.
And recording and all that? And
I just started recording within the last 2.5 years or so.
okay.
I've always had a pretty large catalog of songs, and I wanted to record, but it's just finding time and places to go. And then sometimes I can kind of be a little bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So I would record some things, and a lot of it I had started to record myself, and I'm thinking, I can't put that out there. I'd recorded a couple songs just on my laptop and a speaker I plugged into GarageBand and stuff, and I thought, I don't know, I need professional help,
Yeah,
you know. So it's only been within the last couple of years
Yeah.
that I started doing that. But now I like recording just as much as playing live because it's something, it's almost like a painting or writing a book. You know,
Yeah.
it's always there. The live performance is cool and you get to interact and meet a whole bunch of people. But I like recording because you get to sit down there and create something and then it's there forever.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to, I don't have to have somebody come see me live to hear my music. So I enjoy the recording aspect just as much, if not more sometimes,
Yeah.
than playing out.
I was really surprised, even doing like the Facebook promotions, of just how many of your songs were actually out there. You know,
Yeah.
you don't see that a lot with more of the local, but you're out there. I mean,
Yeah, and I've got one I'm getting ready to release here in the next couple weeks, and I'm working on a 10-song album right now, a Southern rock album.
Very cool.
And I think we're going to press that in vinyl too, which
Cool.
is really cool.
Very cool.
I'm a big vinyl record guy, you know. I always thought I want to have a vinyl
Yeah.
record, you know. And it's not that hard or expensive to do like you would think of, you know. Everything takes money, and you can throw as much as you want to at a project. But
Right.
yeah, it's I've been pretty fortunate to be able to do things kind of on the cheap, which allows me to do a lot of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really exciting, really exciting.
Anybody have any questions? If you could give advice to a young person starting out in music, starting out with Academy or first year at Delfest, what would it be?
Get in there and learn as much as you can. Yeah, don't be afraid. I know a lot of people that are kind of hesitant to go to Academy. I've heard some people say they're kind of downright scared, you know, to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not that good of a player or singer. And I said, well, it doesn't really matter. You're there to learn. And nobody's going to chastise you for not being, virtuoso. Not
Yeah.
many people are. And you'll find that the professionals there practice more than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, they're always learning something new, always picking up licks and tricks. So my advice would be to get there and just be there, soak it in, be around the scene. There's a lot of things you'll pick up. A lot of times people that play by themselves at their house a lot, they don't learn timing to play with a band. They don't learn working a microphone or how to. And that's all stuff you'll learn there. As a matter of fact, I think they have a microphone class. I think
Yeah.
Vince puts on, where he'll kind of teach you about different types of mics and where to stand. Especially, it's more geared towards acoustic stuff. You know, bluegrass, which is you got to know a lot more than if you're just plugging in about the fields of how a microphone works, where you should stand, when to step in and out. It's a lot of good information, but there's tons of things to learn there, and not enough time really.
Yeah.
But it's just great. Just get in there and soak it all in. Is my advice. As far as songwriting would go for somebody starting out, I always say just do what you think sounds good. That's a big thing. Do what you like to listen to. The kind of music I like to listen to and write is not necessarily popular music, and I don't ever see myself making millions of dollars off of it, but I like it, you know. And it's a true art form that way when it comes from in here.
Right.
I think a lot of people now, and you'll hear like mainstream Nashville kind of stuff, everybody's just writing a song to turn a buck.
Right.
And it's not really genuine. So my philosophy is you do what you want to do. You know, do what you think sounds good, and it doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, look at who America had Horse with No Name. And that song had 2 chords in it.
Yeah.
But it sold millions and millions and millions of copies. You know, so it doesn't have to be complicated to be good.
Yeah.
You know, when something is good, it is. And that's just kind of the way I look at it, you know. So.
What's your favorite song to play?
Well, I don't. People ask me that all the time. It depends on the day and the mood I'm in. I play a wide variety of music from traditional bluegrass to southern rock to modern country. Kind of all depends.
Yeah.
With my band lately, I think it's been "Flirting with Disaster" by Molly Hatchet. It's just
really?
a fun song to play. We love doing that one.
Yeah.
As far as country goes, I've been doing a lot of Travis Tritt stuff. I don't know. Like I said, it all depends on the day.
Right.
You know, I always say music's like food. You know, you get in the mood for certain things, and you want certain flavors, and it's like because I love to eat.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of the same thing. You know, certain days you really want a hamburger, and then other days you want something. You know, something else. So that's the way I look at it.
Want to take us out on one you want to have today?
Yeah. Let's see. Here's a train song I wrote. This will be on my new album. I'll try to do it justice here. My baby left me standing at the station all alone, and I ain't never strayed too far from mom and daddy's home. But I got me a southbound, I'm riding down the line. Well, I'm rolling on these rails, something I can't find. Well, she told me that she loved me and she always would be true, but then that long, tall, blonde dog done broke my heart too. Made me jump on this freight train like some old fool blue. Now I'm riding through the Southland with those seaboard coastline blues. From Richmond down on an old A-line, sleeping in a boxcar ain't kept her off my mind, but I gotta keep on riding till I don't hurt no more. Maybe I'll make me a new home down on that old Gulf Shore. Thrill till an old conductor saw me, threw me off in Jacksonville. Now I'm stuck down here in Duval, no place to lay my head. Well, but it still beats sleeping alone in a king-size bed. That's what I said now. That train and the SCL's gone, just like a girl that caused my pain. But sometimes when I'm lonesome, ain't nothing I can do. 'Cause in my mind I'm still riding with those seaboard coastline blues. Yeah, in my mind I'm still riding with those seaboard coastline blues.
have any final questions? Chris, do you have anything you want to end with?
No, just thanks a lot for having me here. This has been a lot of fun. Like I said, it's really great to get out here and be able to share my story and hear everybody else from this area. A lot of my friends here you've already featured. And there's a lot, I know you and I were talking about before this. There's a lot going on here in Cumberland.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about it. Even myself, I mean, I grew up around here, and there's still sometimes I think, well, I never knew, that place is there or heard of that band before. So there's a lot going on, and so I just encourage everybody to support their local musicians and get out here and check out the Cumberland scene sometime,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you, brother.
thank you so much for having me.
coming out.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
And this time next week, we will have Greg Larry, Yappy Hour, on March 3rd, or April 30th.
Yeah.
4:30 to 6:30. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.